Oh, the sad, devastating, awful irony. I'm sure Tucker Carlson, however, will sleep well tonight in his rich, feathered bed filled with the cash from propagating Russian propaganda. Today's breaking news over at Fox News is Benjamin Hall, a Fox News correspondent, and his cameraman, Pierre Zakharevsky. The Fox reporters found themselves under fire by the very forces their network and the on-the-air feted Windbags of War at Fox News huffed on.
It might be worth asking yourself, since it is getting pretty serious, what is this really about? Why do I hate Putin so much? Has Putin ever called me a racist? Has he threatened to get me fired for disagreeing with him? Has he shipped every middle-class job in my town to Russia? Did he manufacture a worldwide pandemic that wrecked my business and kept me indoors for 2 years? Is he teaching my children to embrace racial discrimination? Is he making fentanyl? Is he trying to snuff out Christianity? Does he eat dogs? These are fair questions, and the answer to all of them is no. Vladimir Putin didn't do any of that.
We had a kind of a really pathetic display from the Ukrainian President Zelensky earlier today, President Trump, where he, in Russian, he doesn't like to speak Russian, but in Russian, he was essentially imploring Vladimir Putin not to invade his country.
First 5 days, Russian forces, I think, frankly, were too gentle. They've now corrected that. So I would say another 10 days, this should be completely over. But
Mr. Hall survived the unprovoked attack with a partial amputation of his leg. He was the lucky one. Mr. Zakharevsky didn't survive. He died alongside Ukrainian journalist Oleksandra Kushinova. These journalists were placed in the crosshairs long before they ever found themselves in the front lines of war, a war perpetrated by a narcissistic baby killer, whom, for his own vanity, has waged war on the civilians of Ukraine. Pregnant women, their babies, children, some hospitalized with serious chronic illnesses, have all been Vladimir Putin's targets. The irony is that Fox News is also at war, not only with the truth and our nation's democratic norms, but with itself. Real news reporters like Mr. Hall and his murdered cameraman have been under fire by the network's fake news reporters as they work to tear down a democratically elected president, or in the alternative, support an evil empire built on lies. These televangelistic, autocratic, loving grifters are a cancerous attack on the very meaning of fair and balance. They're not alone. American oligarch Rupert Murdoch himself has provided material support to these bastards, these cynical foot soldiers of deadly misinformation. Tucker Carlson, an heir to the Swanson TV dinner fortune, and his colleague, Trump Minister of Misinformation himself, Sean Hannity, will live forever in infamy, like America's first Nazi sympathizer, Charles Lindbergh, or Mildred Gillers. She was better known as Axis Sally for her propaganda broadcast to help Hitler's Nazi war machine. Miss Gillers was convicted as a traitor after being found cowering like a rat in a bombed-out cellar in Berlin. There aren't two sides to these stories, just the truth. I'm Zoey Tur, and this is Midnight Radio.